Hey guys, here's just an unscripted video, this time about Duel Links and how, for various characters, you can build very anime accurate decks here. For instance, here's Marik, who I've found that you can make a completely accurate deck with almost all of the 30 card limit. With more popular characters like Yugi or Kaiba, there comes a point where there's too many cards and you have to limit it down. But with Merrick, you only have the minimum to deal with. As you can see, that involves completely leveling him up to the maximum of 45 to get New Doria. Alright, so we'll just go in order here. Most obvious, Winged Dragon of Ra. Um, Prismatic Rare, as all the God cards are. They also have the alternate art, but obviously original is the most appropriate. Lava Golem, probably the second most famous Marik card. Again, got that one, nice and prismatic. Masked Beast Desgardius, that's another boss monster that was only used in the anime, not the original manga, but I believe that was a recycled card from the Rare Hunters, used against his fight with Mai. Baiser Shock, that's a manga only card, but that's the equivalent of Holding Legs, and that's a card that was severely nerfed by making it a 1 tribute monster instead of no tributes, especially with those base stats. Hell Poemer, that was one of his powerful cards used against Joey. New Doria, just a general all-around good 4-star monster with a good effect. Granadora, probably the best beater of the deck. Originally, it also had the side effect of increasing life points, but the real life Konami card, they added the side effect of losing a lot of life points as well. Dark Geroid, another great 4-star monster. Can go head to head with anything 2000 and below. Revival Jam, that's another card originally used by Strings, but then became a Marik staple as well for the Egyptian god slime, which I don't think is going to be coming to Duel Links anytime soon, but Revival Jam still works on its own. Legendary Fiend. This was almost a boss monster. Didn't get too much use against Joey though. This was eliminated before its effect really came into factor. Drillago. Barrick had a subset of these dark machine, like torture machine cards. This is just one of them. Decent stats, and they added a new effect for it as well. Lord Poison. It's kind of a subset of water monsters, I guess. But this one, the effect can technically still be used to cycle Lekunga, I believe. There it is, Lekunga. Banish 2 water monsters, special summon a Lekunga token. So, since there's a few water monsters, you can still technically take advantage of that effect. Boganian, another one of the torture machines. Visor Des, pretty famous, even though it's only a manga only card for Marik, replaced by Holding Arms in the show. Gilgarth, one of the best just all around normal monsters in the deck. Well, I think it might be one of the only normal monsters in the deck, but it's great to see it with 1800 attack points. Oh, and a note about Visor Des is they changed it from a machine to a fiend for some reason, so machine duplication can no longer be used in its original context. Melkid the Four-Faced Beast. obviously, for the summoning condition for the Masked Beast Descartes, you need this or Grand Tiki Elder, and this was the one that Marik used. Now we're into the Spell and Traps, Black Pendant. This one was only in Marik's hand in the anime and never used, but the deck really benefits from any equip power it can get, and the additional burn damage is right along with the deck strategy as well. Magical Stone Excavation, really famous Marik magic card where it was mainly used to recycle Monster Reborn, but you can find a few different applications for the different spells in the deck. Card of Sanctity, probably one of the worst nerfed cards in the game, just considering how useful it was originally. But it's still in the deck because it was used, and if you're desperate enough, it could help you out with that additional +2 draw power. Spell of Pain, that was greatly reduced from taking any damage to just effect damage. Mask of Remnants, I forget what it was used to control in the show, but it's kind of redundant keeping it as an extra card, whereas cards like Dark Necrofear and I think Archfiend of Gilfer just have the actual monster act as the equip spell, whereas this you're shuffling it from your hand into your deck constantly. Remove Trap. Things work differently in the manga, so this not exactly getting the same use, especially in Duel Links. Hidden Soldiers. Rope of Life. This turns out to be a really effective card for that 800 attack boost. Coffin Seller. It appears this one still has its original effect of 300 damage, as opposed to where most other Duel Links cards are nerfed and reduced by half. Jam Defender. Relieve Monster. And back to the beginning. So for the skill here, there was only the one skill that was that reflected something that happened in the original source material but was absent from Marik's real life deck, and that's that Winged Dragon of Ra gets the power of its tributed monsters with the skill power of the tributed. They really kind of messed up the actual legal release of Winged Dragon of Ra, so it's good to at least see that incorporated into Duel Links somehow. So as a whole, this is not a competitive deck by any means, but it's cool to see that there's enough of Marik's original cards to create an accurate deck. One of the coolest things about Duel Links is that you have just such a wealth of playable characters from the original show. Like, with the original games, you're either playing as Yugi or yourself. In the original Game Boy Color Duel Monsters 4 game, you had the option of Yugi, Joey, or Kaiba, but then Duel Links comes along and you can play as just about any major character, even some of the minor characters. Alright, so let's test it out next. Alright, so we're going to face Yami Yugi because that's probably the best matchup here, the end of Battle City. We're going to choose level 30 because that's probably the best competitive level with this deck. Level 40, that's probably just going to be a blowout. Let's use the extra card skill, see if we get Monster Reborn or Mirror Force to make the deck more accurate. And as you can see, we changed up the card backings and the field there. And this is a cool instance where if you face certain characters or play certain cards, you get that unique dialogue. Alright, looks like we're going to use our new special card. I'm almost a little surprised that they couldn't find more spellcaster monsters that Yugi actually used in his deck. They go between cards that he didn't use and then Phantom Beast cards as well, which he also didn't use. Alright, so with the skill card in use, it looks like we got off to a good start here, and it's probably going to be a blowout. Alright, I'm just gonna finish this off with Visor Shock. That's probably the best thing this card is used for, is just getting in a quick finish without having to worry about any set monsters. Alright, so that was a pretty quick duel there. Usually you get better back and forths, but hopefully that was a good example of how the deck runs. Fortunately, you didn't get to see any of the boss monsters in play. Maybe I'll post some in the future, and hopefully I'll document some more character decks as well that I try to make accurate. Anyways, thanks for watching. Catch you later.